Nigerian youths have harnessed the power of Twitter and Facebook to raise their voices on concerning issues and social injustices, such as the #EndSARS movement, which gained international recognition.
Social media addiction is when one cannot do without social media. One cannot do without social media. One's life is social media. One is dependent on social media. One wakes up, one thinks about social media. One wants to eat, one thinks about social media. To figure out 2 + 2, one has to be like, oh, I need social media.
Is social media more of a blessing or a curse for young people in Nigeria? I know as you're seated, you have points running in your mind. You want to say it's a blessing, you want to say it's a curse. But this afternoon, before us, we're going to have speakers from SS2 and SS1. Well, from SS2, they're going to be talking about the blessing of social media to young people in Nigeria. But from SS1, we're going to be having students that will talk on social media being a curse to young people in Nigeria. So please, I want you with resounding clap to bring to the podium from SS2. They are telling us about the blessing of social media. And Onoruwa from SS2. Also, to give us points on social media being a curse to young people in Nigeria, from SS1 we have Alabi Mercy and the Chicken and the Ruler Johnson as the supporting. Before you start, you have to listen to the following instructions. You all know this is a debate, you have to be audible enough for everyone to hear your points. You know those things that you have to put into consideration. But this is very important. For the chief speakers from both sides, you have 5 minutes to speak, and your supporting speakers, they have 2 minutes each. 2 minutes each. And when the first speakers from each side will be coming again, you have just a minute to come and convince us well that you have good points for us to take home. I wish you the best. Now I want to call on Onogoruwa Adejolapo, the chief speaker, to talk about the blessing of social media to young people in Nigeria.
Good day, the esteemed chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeepers, and my fellow co-debaters and distinguished audience members. My name is Onogoruwa Adejolapo, and I'm here to strongly support the motion that states social media is indeed a blessing to the youth of Nigeria. In an era of revolutionary technological advancements, social media has played a vital role in shaping the lives of young Nigerians. This presentation will present key points supplemented by personal examples to support this claim. First and foremost, what is social media? Social media refers to all virtual platforms that enables individuals to create, share, and exchange information and multimedia content through various platforms. These platforms include Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, among others. Not only are these avenues for entertainment, but they also foster personal growth and career development. One of the most significant lessons that social media poses to the youth is its power as an educational tool. Online courses and tutorials have become invaluable resources for the Nigerian youth. For example, a young student in Kano can now access lectures from top universities worldwide through social media. Secondly, social media brings rise to self-expression and activism. Nigerian youths have harnessed the power of Twitter and Facebook to raise their voices on concerning issues and social injustices, such as the #EndSARS movement, which gained international recognition. Nigerian youths are bringing critical issues to the forefront and demanding accountability from those in power. In addition, social media gives rise to career and business development. A chemical engineering graduate who had no luck in finding a job with her degree has now gained financial independence. She learned fashion designing on YouTube, used Instagram to promote and sell her designs, and she's contributing to the economy positively. In addition, social media gives rise to cross-cultural exchange. I, for one, only thought of a certain race as being nothing but drug dealers and gangsters. But as I followed the story of Carlos Slim Helen, a Mexican philanthropist who was named the world's richest man by the Forbes Business magazine, I realized that making assumptions of one race or the other can be likened to misinformation and racism. However, while we reflect on the positive impact of social media, it's important to know some of its disadvantages like cybercrime, cyberbullying, and spread of misinformation. But it's important to note that with the proper and ethical use, that the benefits far outweigh the disadvantages. We cannot blame social media on the lack of discipline and the failure to uphold moral values of the youth. In conclusion, I hope you'll be able to agree with me that social media is indeed a benefit to the youth of Nigeria. So I ask you, esteemed audience, can we truly deny the positive impact of social media? I know some of my opponents must have used Google at one point or the other for their presentation for this debate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, I'm very sure you paid rapt attention to everything she said. She has been able to give you points on the blessings of social media to young people in Nigeria. Now I want to listen to the opponents. Has social media been a blessing or a curse? Let's appreciate Alabi Mercy.
Good day, the chairman, accurate timekeeper, panel of judges, and my co-debaters. My name is Alabi Mercy from Class SS1, and I'm here to oppose the motion which states social media is a blessing of young people in Nigeria. Firstly, what is social media? Social media, by definition, can be defined as a digital technology that allows for sharing of ideas and information via text and images when face-to-face interaction is not allowed or required. Now, we have different social media platforms such as WhatsApp, YouTube, and TikTok. Now, social media is said to be created as a basis for cross-cultural exchange, job opportunities, entrepreneurship, and educational purposes. But I tell you, is that what it is really used for? No, ponder about it. Is that what social media is really used for? How many educational posts do you see on TikTok? Or how many students nowadays go on YouTube to search for the values of X and Y in their maths assignment? The answer is no. Most students and most children and most youths nowadays are always on social media for their own personal use, for their own entertainment, to quench what they want to feel. For their own entertainment. That's what leads to my first point, which is addiction. Now, what do you mean by addiction? Addiction is when someone's mind and total concentration is drawn to a particular thing. We have sexual addiction, we have drug addiction, we have phone addiction. Now, social media addiction is when one cannot do without social media. One cannot do without social media. One's life is social media. One is dependent on social media. One wakes up, one thinks about social media. One wants to eat, one thinks about social media. To figure out 2 + 2, one has to be like, oh, I need social media. When the person wakes up, Instagram, WhatsApp, what did this person post today? What did this person post yesterday? The person's life is social media. That is addiction. And that leads to my next point, which is lack of concentration and academic failure. Lack of concentration. When somebody gets addicted to social media too much, there's no way that person will be a failing student. Or are you trying to tell me that someone who watches TikTok every 3 minutes is going to be an A-flying student? It's not as if you're going to be watching Instagram every day in the holiday. You're just going to come to school and you're just going to be like, I'm going to be the best because I didn't read and I was watching TikTok all the day. No, stuff don't work like that. That is social media. Which leads to my next point, which is social withdrawal. Now let me explain this. Social withdrawal. When someone gets addicted to social media, the person starts to fail in school. The person will tend to replace the individuals in his or her life with social media. When the person comes back from school, or if this youth comes back from school, the person will tend to think, instead of relating with your friends, your families, your teachers, individuals in your neighborhood. You replace each and every one of them with social media, which is not meant to be. You replace your loved ones. You're meant to socialize. The world is meant for socialization. But no, you come home, you go to social media. You drink, you go to social media. You eat, you go to social media. You talk about games on social media. You watch other people's lives on social media, which leads to my next point, which is health issues. Now for health issues, you're like, how can the internet affect my health? How can social media affect the way I eat, sleep, or my healthy lifestyle? The first one is unhealthy sleep patterns. How many of you have been on WhatsApp in the middle of the night and you've forgotten that, oh, it's 11 p.m., sorry. Yeah. Unhealthy sleep patterns, insomnia. You tend to, when you come to school, you're just going to be drowsy. You won't be able to think properly. You won't be able to do anything properly because you didn't have enough sleep. Now, mental issues. When you get addicted to social media, most people have idols. Most people have idols on social media. Yeah, that's true. You watch someone's post today, you're like, oh my God, this person has a $42 billion car. Where am I? You tend to think more of yourself. You don't have your self-esteem. You tend to think low of yourself. You tend to have depression. You're like, why am I here? Why am I made out there? What am I doing now? When you watch social media too much, you have idols. You don't relate with your family. You don't relate with your friends. You don't relate with people that actually love you. You relate with social media. Now I know this point of mine, I've been able to prove to you that I am standing on my ground. That social media is actually a curse and not a blessing for young people in Nigeria. Thank you. See, I've been playing myself from where I stood, and I believe that was I said at the beginning that this topic is something we all can relate with. And I believe even as Honorable the chief speaker has spoken, she also spoke. I believe we've counted and we've seen the pros and the cons of social media. Okay, now I'm going to call on the supporting speaker for SS2, Ogochola Inyolowa. Please appreciate that.
Standing on the existing protocol, I am Inyolowa and I'm here to support the motion which states social media as a blessing to young people of Nigeria. What is social media? Social media is a collective term for websites and applications. Their focuses on information sharing, communication, and others. Social media is a phenomenon which has transformed the way we communicate, share ideas, personal messages, and other content. Has often been criticized for its potential negative impact. However, social media has so many advantages that have been recognized in our lives. 1. It allows us to share our creativity. Social media is the best platform to share anything one feels like, be it a song, a dessert, a dance, and others. Social media enhances one's talents. Social media can make one popular. And social media can even pave the way for success in one's life. 2. Social media improves mental health. Social media is the best platform, but is a great stress buster and a great mental health reliever. I know my opponent will say social media causes isolation, depression, and others. But this same social media that causes all this, we still go back there. And it helps us to find groups where we can find people to fight stress issues, depression, isolation, and others. In conclusion, despite the criticism of social media, its positive impact cannot be understated. Thank you.
This is getting more interesting, and we're moving gradually to the end of the first round as I call on Ogole and Joseph.
My name is Ogole and Joseph, and I'm here to oppose the motion that says that social media is a blessing to youths of Nigeria. While social media offers numerous benefits, it is crucial to acknowledge that it also poses as a curse for the younger generation. As we move forward, we'll explore the various negative effects of social media. Firstly, social media is a major cause of cybercrime. Most of these Yahoo boys go on social media to deceive, do, and fraud their clients to get their money. Furthermore, social media is a major source of these raping scenarios we hear about. An individual can't just wake up and say that I want to be a rapist. No, they would have watched and rewatched all these porn videos on all these porn sites. They would have watched and rewatched all these porn videos on all these porn sites until the point that they want to practice it on someone. Some might say that social media helps in education and research. Are we trying to insinuate that social media can replace our dear and esteemed teachers? Our teachers help us to physically, mentally, and emotionally grow. They can't be replaced by some AI or the internet. In conclusion, I believe that all the points I have said and many more show that social media is a major curse in the life of youths in Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay, good one. I love the last thing that you bring that social media, AI, all of these things that you say cannot replace esteemed teachers. Teachers are not saying the right thing here. Alright, I believe I say, as SS1 students were talking, I'm very sure that Onogoruba and Inyoluwa are about to ready to counter them. I'll probably say one or two things to say no, what you've said is not right. So let's give the chief speaker from SS2 another opportunity for 1 minute to say one or two things as regards social media still being a blessing to young people in Nigeria.
As I said, I would like to counter some of the points you raised regarding replacing our teachers with AI. No one is saying that teachers are going to be replaced by AI, but we can all agree that during the COVID-19 pandemic, we used platforms like Google Classroom, Zoom, ULesson to foster interactive learning. Also, some of our teachers here as well, and even judges, when they were in secondary school, most of you would agree with me that after your secondary school application, you have to go to the buying office, look for your courses, the admission, everything that was there. But now, at the comfort of your own home, you can go check the JAM portal, check your university portal for all the information that you need. And I know that social media's benefits far outweigh the disadvantages. Thank you.
I can see your face, they are checking you already. So, I'll be mercy. I believe you have one or two things to say in 1 minute to round off your points.
Against my opponent's claim about social media being a learning platform for students. We all know during the COVID-19 period, there was something called ULesson, the use of ULesson apps. Are you trying to tell me a lot of people were using ULesson apps and not playing games? Are you trying to tell me that? Who's supervising them? No, who is supervising them? And she also said you need social media to check your JAM results, to check your YF results. Don't you know this thing, social media makes fake results? It's this same social media that all these tech guys used to make their fake results. All these new platforms, who is supervising them? I mean, in the era of technology we are today, my opponent is forgetting that this is Nigeria. Not everything is technology. I mean, many of us are still asking our parents like, where are you? Many of us are still asking.
Alright, that was very, very interesting. Please thank you all the speakers around the world. Honestly, I really don't enjoy, even as a teacher, I'm still sitting on the fence because I don't even know the side to go because they all have spoken well, talking about the blessings, talking about the curse of social media to not only young people, even to adults, talking about addiction. And all of it, all the points that they have mentioned, they are good points that they have always. Can you please give them rounds of applause? At least I'm going to be giving the grounds to the judges. So I'm very sure they've been putting it together. You can see there. talking back and forth, this and that. I'm very sure apart from them announcing results or telling us they're all winners, I know, but then one person has to come as a winner. Apart from them telling us points that they have earned, they will also correct one or two things because we have language teachers there. They will also correct one or two things. Probably they made a mistake at one point or the other. Judges, please, are you ready?
Please, hello, silence, please. First of all, let me appreciate you, the speakers. You have done well. So please appreciate them for me, please. You have really done well. Thank you for that.
All right. My warm regards goes to everyone here present. Thank you so much. And I would like to commend the efforts, the indefatigable efforts of the speakers that have given us nice presentation this very august occasion, debate that is taking place this afternoon. Yes, I have observations, and I want you to pay your rapt attention to this. I'm going to be based my comment on the comportment of the speakers, likewise the appearance. You would agree with me so far with what you have seen this afternoon, that appearance shows the manner. Some of them, when you watch them closely during the presentation, you are going to notice good appearances from many of them, so to speak. But all the same, certain things they need to be considered. You know, talking about the way they dress, the way they actually carry themselves, even with what they put on. And concerning the comportment, I would like to quote Idausa that says, the way you dress is the way you will be addressed as well. I would like to quote him. So, when you look at the comportment concerning the first speaker, I will want to say it falls short of my expectation concerning the gesticulation, the non-verbal communication. So, you must make sure that your actions match with your what? Your gesticulations. Communicate with what? Every means at your disposal. This is a competition. You know that. Then, concerning the second speaker, yes, she has done wonderfully well in ensuring that she employed non-verbal communication, good gesticulation to back up every point raised. So this is my few comments so far. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I must say, job well done to you guys. In fact, you did exceptionally well. Now, talking about, my comments will be on points made and developed, then the conclusion. Now, about the points made, to the first speaker, you did a good job. She mentioned 4 points and discussed extensively with examples, and that's kudos to you. That's a very good one. The second speaker from our team did not so well about that. She ended up listening just to list the points, and she did not develop fully. Even she didn't give quality examples, and that affected your grading at that particular level. So the group 2, the first speaker spoke exceptionally well. She gave quality points with examples and well detailed, and that also earned you a good score. Now, talking about the second speaker from the group 2, you also did very well. You gave the points, gave well developed and with good examples, and that's a very good one. Now let's talk about the conclusion. The concluding part for group 1 is very good, very, very good. You hit it and you left it on agitation level. You left the stage making us feel like we are anticipating for more. So, and that's very good to group 1. You earned your marks there. Group 2, you tried, but the conclusion was not so, you didn't really hit it hard to the extent that we know, and let me say maybe comportment came into play at that particular level. Maybe you feel somehow, I wouldn't know, and I wouldn't want to mention. But that particular part, your score was actually reduced. But in the long run, all over, you all did exceptionally well. Can you give yourselves a round of applause? Yes, sir.
Okay, now finally we are there. So Group A, in appearance, okay, let me just call it. Yeah. Now Group A, you scored 80 overall. 80. Please, a round of applause. Over 100. Over 100, please. 80 over 100. And Group B, you scored. Why the silence now? Should I?
Yes, go on, sir.
Okay, Group B scored 82. A round of applause for them.
Yes, sir. So meaning, so the first position, you are all winners. And you can just imagine the gap, just 2 marks. So, but eventually we have Group B coming up with the first position for this competition, while Group A follows suit with 80 points as the second position. Shall we give them a round of applause?